Hello beautiful Aquarius, and welcome to your mid-November Tarotscope with me, Sally Kent. So let's get straight into it. What is coming up for Aquarius, please? Okay, there's some rest, it seems like. For some of you it may be a holiday, for some of you it may be that you've just kind of taken some time out, but there's definitely a feeling of detachment from something that's been very stressful. It does seem that you're being asked to take stock and to manage your responsibilities with a little bit more care. You could risk burnout this month by taking on too much, so try to ask yourself whether or not what it is that you're adding to your to-do list, whether or not that's a really clever thing to do. It's almost like your mind can become like cumbersome and, you know, weighed down by too many responsibilities and too many worldly concerns. So this really is a time to simplify and to, you know, minimalize kind of where it is and how it is that you go about things, really. I feel for you because it seems like a lot of you have been under a lot of stress and strain, and it's almost like you need the break in order to be able to declutter the mind and your physical space. What's coming up? What else can you tell me about Aquarius, please? Okay. You guys know that this is like a fresh chapter where you are going to be more disciplined towards your responsibilities, and, you know, some of you may be stepping into a leadership role where you have more powers at your disposal. You may be managing a new team, but I do feel that for a lot of you it's about kind of getting your shit in order, really. It's like you want your space to be in resonance with kind of what's going on with you. You know, our space is a reflection of our state of mind, really, from a feng shui perspective. And, you know, if we've got clutter around, we tend to have like cluttered thinking, and we need to kind of clear out the old so that we can really embrace this new chapter with, you know, a lot of energy. For those of you that have recently reached a peak experience, this is about, you know, taking stock and acknowledging what it is that you'd like to do moving forward. As I said, for some of you it seems like a rest is needed or is definitely being planned. That is a good idea to kind of rest and recharge. Some of you may be celebrating something new. There's definitely a feeling that you're walking away from some old projects, some old relationships. There's a feeling that you're tying some loose ends. So as I said, this isn't a time really to be adding new things at the moment. This is about getting what you've already got going on in order, because that's going to help you, you know, approach things with a light-footed nature. So you won't be getting up each day feeling, oh, I've got this and this to do. It's like you'll be getting up each day like, right, okay, what do I get to do today? How best can I approach this? Does this choice take me closer towards my goal, or does it take me further away? You know, is this decision like based in anxiety, or is this decision based in love? These are the type of questions I feel that you guys are being like not forced but guided to ask yourself, because essentially we can kind of get into itchy knee. Okay, for some of you there's like a pride issue going on. Things to do with our knees are to do with pride and how we acknowledge ourselves. So because it's itchy, so I'm clairsentient and clairaudient, so I tend to kind of feel physically how others are feeling, and because this has come up in your guys' reading, I feel like some of you are feeling a bit uneasy about your achievements and what you're kind of proud of and what you're not proud of. You know, I used this quote in the last reading actually, but Monty Don, who's a gardener on a programme called Gardener's World in the UK that I'm a huge fan of. I know, geeky old woman, but I have got grey hair, so, you know, might as well live the life. Anyway, Monty Don said that he learnt more from his failures than he did from his successes. So for those of you that are taking stock of kind of what hasn't worked, whether that be a relationship, a job, a project, whatever it is that hasn't worked. There's a lesson to be learnt. This isn't a time to bloody give yourself a hard time and to exhaust yourself. This is a time for you to rest, kind of take stock of what hasn't worked, what has worked, end things that are toxic or kind of not helping you do better in your life. And this is about spending time with people that actually like recharge you, and that kind of, when you look at yourself through their eyes, that you feel different and you feel like there's more possibilities. If you surround yourself with people that are always in lack and in scarcity and kind of in fear-based mentality, we can kind of find ourselves absorbing that energy sometimes. And there's protective things that we can do, but essentially we've got a choice. Like, we don't have to listen to somebody being a Debbie Downer or a grumpy Graham. We can choose to be around like positive Pollys and sunny Sallys, and there's loads of people, opportunities, things we can watch that uplift us. And I really recommend your rest time be restorative. This isn't a time for you to kind of be scrolling through things and just absorbing. This is a time for you to kind of detach a little bit and allow your feelings to percolate and for things to surface that kind of need to be let go of or healed. So much newness wants to come in, sweetheart, but it's like, unless you kind of let go of what's not working and kind of recognise that by taking on more can kind of bring us stress, we need to kind of work on what we've got going on already with the energy that we've got, because that's when our projects can really succeed, when we give them our full presence and, love and attention. I'm just going to have some water. Okay. So let's look at Aquarius love life. Oh, one wanted to come out. Okay, yeah. So it seems like coupled and single Aquarius is, you've got a lot of positive relationships in your life. There's people that you can, speak about everything with, and they're your amazing people to kind of keep hold of and to nurture that connection. The best relationships are when you can talk about positive and negative things. So ask yourself, who you're able to express your true self with, and kind of, allow yourself to spend more time with them. Okay, let's have a little look at single Aquarius. Okay, for those of you that are worried about whether love will come in, worrying about it isn't going to help it come in. Whatever we're feeling and thinking, we're beaming out, therefore attracting. So think of yourself like a magnet this month and every month, and, check yourself before you wreck yourself type of thing. Am I beaming out kind of positivity, or am I beaming out kind of, oh, worry, I'm not good enough, that type of thing. You've got a lot going on at the moment in terms of work and home, and it seems like you're being asked to kind of almost juggle and to multitask. But the way to multitask effectively when life requires us to is to have the energy really to build. It's taking good care of yourself so that you can recognise opportunities for love when they arise. If you're always stuck in this mindset of, I'm not good enough, I'll never find somebody, like poor old me type attitude, then there's worrying about whether a connection is going to come to you. You're going to miss opportunities to, like, be spontaneous, and also to kind of go for somebody completely different that would just completely expand your horizons and your whole world. It does seem that love wants to come in, but it seems like your mindset at the moment and your emotions are kind of requiring you to rest and to take stock of your situation so that you can begin new projects and a new phase of your life. Relationships are good and love is going to come, but I think for single Aquariuses, you're being asked to kind of really take good care of yourself so that you can put the energy into your projects that you have on at the moment, but also so that you can recognise opportunities for love when they arise, because they will, and you've got to believe that they will in order for them to attract them. you know, it's about telling yourself, you know, how beautiful you are on a daily basis. You know, how we speak to ourselves not only affects our health, but it affects all of our relationships, because essentially how we treat ourselves is how others treat us. It's a prerequisite, you know, it's kind of, you know, it's the blueprint. So make your self-care an absolute priority if you want to attract an amazing relationship, sweetheart. Okay, so let's look at coupled Aquarius. Coupled Aquarius, coupled Aquarius. Okay, this is a fresh chapter for coupled Aquarius, where you're thinking and looking at things very differently. There does seem to be a new chapter as well in terms of your home life. So if you currently don't live together, it seems that there's a possibility that you guys could move your relationship to the next stage. So it could be a case that you end up spending more time at each other's houses, or there's definitely a pull to spend more time together. So there may be a discussion about perhaps moving in together in the new year, or it could be, you know, a plan to redecorate the home if you already live together. You know, there's togetherness, there's freshness. It's like we're thinking the same, we're viewing things the same. This feels good, and it's almost like this time next year, I feel like things will look very differently for you both in terms of you manifesting what it is that you want as a couple. So if you've been hoping to kind of, you know, have a baby, get married, be engaged, move in together, it's kind of like a monumental stage of your relationship that I feel will have happened by this time next year. So it's almost like this period where you're kind of like, you know, putting your heads together in terms of like this new project, whether it be a house redo or, as I said, moving on to the next level of your relationship. It's kind of, the ball will start rolling then, and then it's kind of like the positive ripple effects is that you get kind of closer and closer. So yeah, it does seem positive for coupled Aquariuses. I do feel that I want to kind of say to single Aquariuses that, you know, you've got an opportunity really to change your life in such a positive way that you attract an absolutely magical partner. So, you know, this is a brilliant time to really write that amazing list of what you want to order from the universe. You know, life is going to look very different this time next year. So, you know, it's about really asking yourself what you want and knowing what you deserve in order to get yourself ready for this amazing partner that's going to come in. So let's look at overall Aquarius, for what challenges could you face? What challenges could you face? Okay, you could be feeling like you're a bit stuck in deciding something. This could be related to kind of conflicts with a particular person. It's almost like you're stuck in your mind in how to resolve this situation, but really it's about staying loyal to yourself and to your principles and to your emotions and your visions. You know, for those of you that are kind of worried about how another person is viewing you, I'm hearing that kind of like truth will prevail, and the Buddha quote that there's three things that can't be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. So, you know, maintaining your integrity and knowing that you're sitting in truth. You know, even if people aren't right now kind of hearing you or getting your standpoint, believe, sweetheart, that they will. This is about you honing in on this Queen of Wands energy and staying loyal to yourself and kind of what you believe in. I do feel a lot of Aquariuses, you're kind of like you're the person that everybody wants to come like to their party or their gathering, because you're like the hearth, the fire of the house. You know, you warm people with your beautiful personalities and your, you know, collaborative energy. You know, you get along with everybody. So this is about you recognizing how much you contribute to the people around you, and acknowledging yourself will boost your energy and therefore attract amazing things to you. So that was your mid-November reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd really appreciate if you could let me know. I appreciate all the likes, comments, subscriptions, follows. It's great to do these for you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the December videos. Bye for now.